Comedian Sean Boyd from Just Therapy, the podcast. I got to talk to you about Detroit Auto Parts. They're the official parts store of Redline Radio. They have two convenient locations, one on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or the west side, 216-398-7373. Don't forget to mention Redline Radio and you receive 10% off your purchase. Make sure you hit up Detroit Auto Parts. Check them out.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Shy from She Vibes, and Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the State of the Art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services have 5 years of experience of taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa at 234-334-7547. And don't forget to tune in to She Vibes on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. EST.
What's going on, everybody? It is Timbuktu from Timbuk Tuesday. And you know, I really hate doing home improvement, but I love the way it looks. So what I do is I call Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement. They fix bathrooms, windows, kitchens, sliding doors, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-7654 and tell him Redline sent you. He'll get your house looking right in no time. Yo, Dave, I really appreciate you letting me do my thing over here at Redline Radio LLC.
Tim, ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Hey, well, you know I love them chicken wings. I got a couple buddies that's trying to come on and do a podcast. You got anything for them?
Heck yeah, we do. Just have them give me a call.
Bet. I'll have them call 440-503-0828.
Tim, don't forget to tell them that we're available on all social media platforms.
And you can't forget about the Redline Radio LLC app on the Google Play Store.
Damn, how'd I forget about that?
You was probably thinking about them little people again.
Damn, I probably was.
That's cool. They just trying to be a part of the winningest radio station in Cleveland.
And we got the hardware to prove it.
What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here from Money's Crazy Mind. And I don't know about you guys, but I know that sometimes after my trash has been picked up, man, does my garbage can smell like, well, trash. Well, if you have the same problem that I'm having, then you can reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning LLC. They offer trash can cleaning and pressure washing. Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning is locally owned, eco-friendly trash can cleaning service in Northwest Ohio, serving North Ridgeville and the surrounding areas. You can reach Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning LLC at 440-752-1533 or at their website, ftbcusa.com, or you can email Brandon at ftbcusa.com, or you can check them out on Facebook, FTBCUSA. And of course, if you mention Redline Radio while you book a service, you receive 10% off the first service. That's an awesome deal. And don't forget to reach out to Fitz's Trash Bin Cleaning Service LLC today.
One-way visuals, go get y'all bands up, broke ass niggas.
I ain't seen a dollar I ain't liked in a minute. Blowing money fast for the feds, come take it, I'ma spin it. Don't judge me until you visit. Ain't nothing around here exquisite. A privilege just to be living. The outcome is death or prison. It's a mission just to make it home. Where you from? Make it known. Beef started years ago. I'm banging now. I take it on. Now your homie dead and gone. I'm the one they blame it on. I make y'all plan a funeral. You niggas just making songs. Damn, I ran through 80 phones. Lawyer cost me 80 bones. Feds hit, Mercedes gone. Week later, my lady gone. Necklace full of Avion, Fiji, me and Treasy. Cocaine and fettuccine, make sure my bread extra cheesy. Made nigga, made nigga.
It's a real nigga's life that I'm living. Why these niggas sitting on that arch like a penguin? I be really gritting all night with my gremlin. gremlins. Fit off white, I see through you like some lenses. My young nigga 22, pulling up in Benzes. Nigga, you can't come back to the trap, you suspended. Don't come to the act, I fuck around and get you blended. Doggy tried to sell me fake drink, I'm offended. Who the fuck you thought I was? I'm really that nigga. Why the fuck you talking about your mans? I ain't feeling that nigga. If you owe me any kind of money, then give me that nigga. He ain't never had the bag, I never got shit from that nigga. I ain't dealing with niggas if they ain't 100, but you never really know who real, so I ain't trusting nothing. Put everything on the scale, keep the money counter running. Tell them I said go to hell if they ain't finna spend no money on the gang. It's Threezy and Yowda. I told my shooters I'm proud of them. All my peoples is counting on me to get us rich. You know I can't let them down. We done built this shit from the ground. It's wife catchers gritting, problem child, pistol clip. It's a real nigga's life that I'm living. Why these niggas sitting on that ice like a penguin? I be really gritting all night with my gremlins. Fit off white, I see through you like some lenses. My young nigga 22, pulling up in Benzes. Nigga, you can't come back to the trap, you suspended. Don't come to the act, I fuck around and get you blended. Doggy tried to sell me fake drink, I'm offended.
Yes, yes, y'all. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back at it like a crack addict? Yes, we is. Yes, we is. Yes, we is. God damn, man, I ain't seen you niggas all year. Shit. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I heard that this man is back at it like a crack addict. God damn, Evan, you already bothering me. We just got to this motherfucker. Shit.
Hey, Lead Money.
Hey. All right, man. Well, how's everybody doing? Yeah?
Phenomenal.
Remember that commercial back in the day? Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
That was phenomenal. Commercial.
It was phenomenon. That's what he said.
Phenomenon from Sesame Street.
It's not from no fucking Sesame Street.
Yes, it is.
They had it on commercial too, though. But it was on both.
Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't watch. That's that weird ass Sesame Street that y'all watched. Because I didn't watch. I watched Gangsta ass Count Dracula 1. I don't know what this new weird shit these motherfuckers be watching nowadays. Hey, little bro, what's that, Justin? What's going on, bud? Can't wait to see y'all next week. Tell the missus we send our love. Hey. Oh, that song slap. You see me all in the video, little bro? Yeah, that shit go crazy. That's my little bro. Ain't that Threezy right up here from Akron, one of Akron's finest. Get good dude, man. He'll be on the show sometime soon. But is this motherfucker on? Welcome to your number one source of infotainment. Welcome back to the most dangerous cat in this whole station. On a mission to rearrange the brains of a nation with this game that I'm lacing. Used to be paper chasing and Chevy racing, diamond shopping and collar popping. But now I'm gonna keep lacing your boots and it ain't no stopping. From Cleveland to Stockton, boy, we got it popping. And I hope you here to tell a friend because we about to do it again. We welcome to the Grapevine, nigga. We back. How was everybody's New Year, man? I ain't seen you niggas all year.
Man, my New Year was good, man. I brought it in safely.
Did you?
Just so you
So
know.
you were a rubber.
Exactly.
Hey, so what you got going on, man? I heard you had some real big shit just cracked for you and a whole bunch of other dope ass comedians that I fucked with. You wanna tell us about it?
Oh, we just did the 6th annual 50th First Jokes. It was down at Hilarities. Shout out to John Bruton for putting it on. It was actually 60 of us, man.
No shit.
60 comedians, bro.
Damn. If I had some money, I probably would have came out and seen you niggas.
Honestly, I don't even think it was that much either, man. And it was
the key is that much. When you have zero, that makes the biggest difference. I don't sell drugs anymore, in case you ain't heard the news.
The parking situation is really the problem. And then, I mean, you might have been able to get in because you're a comedian. I don't know. Shit.
That's what they say. I started writing me a set, like a whole structured ass set. Like, I found my niche.
I found your niche?
I found my niche when it comes to this. And I found something that's tailored just to me. And it's funny as fuck. And I think I'm finna take it. I'll tell you off the air because there's a lot of suckers who might try to steal my shit. Not like it's too many suckers out there watching my show. You're more than welcome to come and watch. Enjoy the show, bitches. Some of the niggas probably, I thought this nigga didn't make it to the new year. I did, motherfucker. I was just depressed and down and out. Sometimes great get depressed and sometimes great fuck up. And I was fucking up and depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Shut the fuck up. This is what the whole shit is about right here. This is what the whole fucking shit is about.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck ever. Anyhow, so all right, had to take me some time. I don't know what the newest strand of COVID is, but I'm pretty sure I fought that and won like a champ. I had the COVID 22, 23 monkey paw backflip panda eye. Speaking of panda eye, we gonna get into this panda eye shit. If you don't know what panda eye is, you about to learn today, nigga. Shit, I don't mean the cute Cully shit. I mean panda eyes from this satanic shit that we about to get into in a few minutes.
I don't want no panda eyes.
You I hope not. That's when you find out what causes these panda eyes to occur, you definitely ain't gonna want it. Let's just say that. To the left
give
of me.
you a panda eye?
If you don't play with me like that on these people's stations. Give your mama a panda eye.
You might want to take that back because you know she.
Dang, she be watching too. Just playing, mama. You know something wrong with me. This motherfucker made me do the worst. Hello, Ebony. I ain't seen you in a minute. Where you been?
Hiding from you.
You ain't got to hide, mother. Don't do that to yourself. Because I be hiding too sometimes.
And you know when we are on air, it is not that. What is my name on air?
Ebony. Ebony.
Her name, motherfucker, Lady Greatness.
Thank you.
Because these two motherfuckers been dating behind my back and underneath my, right in front of everybody. They slipped and said it. Ooh, yeah, I missed our little fight.
I'm hard to miss. We ain't hiding shit.
So, what do you got going on over there besides nothing?
Besides punching you in the eye.
We just talked about the shit. Why don't you tell the people what's new with you?
Besides you giving me a migraine and
that should not be
panic
new.
attack and a stressed out New Year's Eve because you want to act like you He-Man and break bones and do things that you ain't supposed to do. I really don't have much other going on besides being nurse great.
I needed a happy ending with my nurse shift. I needed a sponge bath. I ain't had a sponge bath in forever. I'm gonna go to the real hospital where they do these things at. This is bullshit.
And I hope they give you the oldest, crankiest,
horniest nurse on the floor.
meanest.
Them old mean ones, they just be needing to release. Once they shit, they be nice as the motherfucker, man.
Not to you.
Just to
Make
me.
sure she scrubs your skin off.
Why would you want to do that? I have nice skin.
Alrighty.
Anyhow, what in the fuck is going out in the world out there?
No, let's rewind back. Let's get this off on you. How were you, sir?
Man, you talked about me already. Damn, I said I'm cool.
Okay.
The fuck? When did you? Here we go. Why don't you know what? You should try podcasting. You should get your own show so you can tell me when to go.
Oh, fuck that, nigga. We don't believe you, nigga. You ain't all right, nigga.
I am well. I'm good. If I'm not, I will be as soon as these Boy Scouts pay me for touching my Wayne dang when I was a kid. So I'm leave that there.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that right there with the knot.
Yeah. I'm just watching the world go by. It's been a whole bunch of interesting things that, again, I was right about. I ain't gonna get into too much of it, but looks like there's a whole bunch of apologizing. Because these motherfuckers know that they told y'all a whole bunch of lies, most of y'all. Because there was some of us who seen through that bullshit and was like, wait, run it by me again. Yeah, something about that don't sound right. And now you got people, I mean, they're starting to do it in America, just dropping dead on camera, just falling out on the football field. This shit has been going on for over a year now in other places. They have athletes, healthy athletes, high school athletes, major athletes just dropping dead. And when the shit first happened, when I was doing the research that supposedly didn't exist, and when I was looking into the documents that they fought like a motherfucker to get released that I didn't read, I didn't read, because according to a lot of my friends who are no longer friends, they would trust the science, and I told them, just how in the fuck are you going to trust something that ain't even had time? If you take something, you run a science experiment on it, that science experiment takes time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Tim. Tim over there. Who you texting over there? Nigga, tell her she ain't coming through. On a double date. Switch. See, you hit that thing right on time too. So anyhow, you know, they trusted the science and they trusted what these motherfuckers told them. And you know, I didn't just start. But what happened with this was we got a whole bunch of truthers and researchers and shit took place out of this whole lockdown, because naturally when you're locked down you can't leave your house for bullshit reasons or other. And oh, here goes my next prediction. The next set of lockdowns that are coming, it's going to be because of global warming. You heard it here first. Baby, when did I tell you that the first time, honey?
About global warming? Or
about the next set of lockdowns is going to be because of global warming.
Oh, like almost a year and a half ago.
Probably a little bit longer than that, but hey, that shows how much you listen.
No, I listen, but I'm sorry I judged the timing wrong.
No, but honestly, and you know, what's funny about that is I was watching a podcast yesterday, and Project Veritas, you guys do fascinating fucking work. And again, you ain't got to take my word for none of this shit. I'm not an expert in anything. I read, I look at other people who read. I am an expert. I couldn't give you that. I'm an expert about a lot of shit, but even the people who I consider experts, I still double check behind them. So don't take Grape's advice. Go do your own, go do your due diligence. But I'm pretty sure you'll find that a majority of the things that I say are accurate. So anyhow, a lot of these people got shuffled in the mix, and they seem to be know-it-alls. And what they was all doing was sitting there watching CNN, Fox, all the major networks that are basically owned by a handful of people. Do you know how many people there are, baby?
MSNBC.
No,
It's
do you know how
11.
many? It's what, 11 families?
Yes.
Who run the whole shit?
Yes.
So
right.
Nice. Well, I wasn't. It's not quite 11. It's like 9. So basically, you have 9 families who run the whole media networks going on in the world, right? And what they say goes. Shout out to Joe Biden. You can't stop fucking up, can you? Whoo! So now it's out that Joe Biden told these motherfuckers at these fucking social media places, hey, when these people got this shit right, say they got it wrong. In a nutshell. And hey, we don't say nothing about this laptop of my boys, you know, the one where he's fucking kids and smoking crack and having an affair with his fucking brother Bo's fucking wife. These people are disgusting, and all this shit is coming out. And I think it's a fucking shame that it was allowed to happen. Shout out to Elon Musk. He's doing some fishy shit, but he's doing some real shit too, because he's telling you, hey man, we got you right here, telling these motherfuckers who used to work here, hey, don't comment on this shit right here. Don't bring up the laptop, say it's Russian misinformation. Don't bring up this, say that didn't ever happen. And definitely don't tell these people that that jab is ineffective and not safe at all. Don't do that. So anyway, so in essence, what they was doing was they was being the biggest source of misinformation that we can get out there, and making people like myself who are actually getting the shit from the Freedom of Information Act, unfiltered, raw dog, raw from the jaw, hot off the press. And every day they would release 75 or 100 pages, it would be a shooting, a major distraction. But it would be a whole set of information in there. And no, I mean, we told you all the shit that I screamed from the top of a mountain, like, hey, that shit has this. I told my wife when this shit first started happening, or when it first happened, I said, give it what, baby, how long? Before people started dropping dead in the street.
A year?
I said 2 years. What the fuck is that your go-to answer tonight? A year? A year? A year? A year? Can you count by
you
more than
said
one?
a year.
Baby,
You said give it about a year.
I said give that shit about 2, because I already seen the paperwork. They said give it 2 years. They said exactly how they delivered it. Shit's like an envelope. Inside the envelope, some nasty shit to do some bad shit to you. You know what I mean? Cause big ass black blobs and shit to grow on your body and all kind of crazy other shit. But the fundraising was at an all-time high. You feel me? The cancellation of any type of middle class America was in full effect. any type of moms and pop stores got kicked in the dick while people like Amazon and Walmart and all these motherfuckers, you know, down there doubled and tripled their worth.
Sword.
So there's the world is basically, I feel like this. Then this is just a feeling. I can't prove this. This is just one of my theories. I feel like CERN kind of did something with the timelines. If you don't know what CERN is, we're gonna do a show about it soon. But it's basically this fucking big ass 18-mile in circumference mega track, and what they do is they fling atoms and protons and fucking shit at each other at like twice the speed of light. And they basically, it was down for 2 years, and they got it back up and running about 6 months ago. And they basically put a supercharger on it in the time that it was down. So they souped that motherfucker up. Tim, you know anything about that?
Absolutely not.
All right, yeah, we're gonna have to do a show about that.
Yeah,
Basically,
you know, you the guru in that. I just be here learning.
Man, they said they want me to go back to my roots. The homie say, man, bro, start talking about the other shit you used to talk about. So we finna do that for a minute. But anyhow, yeah, because that's my thing. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Always be you, man.
yeah, that's my thing. So basically, these guys in TED Talks admit that they're communicating with beings that are not from this dimension. They have this fucking quantum computer who finishes answering the questions before they can even fucking put them up on the board. They don't know who it is. They don't know where it is. They just know it's something that they can't explain from a whole nother dimension. So I kind of feel like in conjunction with this, the world seemed to take this bizarre turn into this crazy in-your-face fucking satanic panic. If you guys don't know what the Satanic Panic is, the original Satanic Panic, Ebony, I'm gonna let you read it. So we have some information on the original Satanic Panic.
The panic originated in 1980 with the publication of Michelle Rember's, a book co-written by Canadian psychiatrist Lawrence Pasder. I'm not sure if I'm saying these names.
Don't worry
right.
about the names.
And his patient and future wife. Michelle Smith, which used the discredited practice of recovered memory therapy to make sweeping lurid claims about satanic rituals abuse involving Smith. The allegations, which afterwards arose throughout much of the United States, involve reports of physical and sexual abuse of people in the context of occult or satanic rituals.
All right, pause right there. So basically, I lived through the first one in the 80s. And I make it sound like it was a fucking war or something. But even being, I don't know, I might have been about 4 or 5. And the first time I ever could remember seeing it, I want to say it might have been an episode of Miami Vice. It was something that I was watching right before I was supposed to be in bed. And they had the rock group Kiss on there. And to me, when I seen these motherfucking crazy ass looking motherfuckers, man, I got under my covers because I thought that was a devil. I seen Gene Simmons and these motherfuckers put them fucking all that shit on. And then all of a sudden you started seeing one of the next episodes was Cracking the Tubs. This motherfucker went over there and got possessed by a goddamn voodoo priestess. You know what I mean? He had the whole ass devil in him. So now you're being exposed to it more and more and more. And you starting to just, you know, it was all the rage back then was, oh, if you play the record backwards, you know, they'd say him hitting shit in the song. And they were saying hitting shit in the song. It's called backmasking. And a lot of these, like a lot of people, if you go on your Google search and type in backmasking, there are so many songs that have a whole nother fucking message behind what's going on in the fucking album. And all you got to do is get the record.
Ozzy Osbourne was
famous for that.
Famous for it.
Famous. I mean, it could be a song about we're going on a trip to ski in the Swiss Alps, ski in the Swiss Alps, ski in the Swiss, and in the back it said, Lucifer, you are the king and the queen, and we salute you, Lucifer. And you don't even know what the fuck is going on. Even more further than that, there's a guy by the name of Todd Smith. If you want to Google search him, he's pretty cool. He used to be in the music industry, and he was also into this shit too. And so he had left the music industry and he went back, you know, to hang out with the fellas for a minute. And he goes to one of the A&Rs and says, hey, he says, do you guys still take the masters from the albums and go over into the ritual room and pray over them, do the whole ritual over the albums. It's like, yeah, we do that. He was like, and do you guys still send out a legion of demons with every album? I was like, yeah, we still do that. And so basically what they're saying is, when these people release these albums, they take them into these altar rooms and they do this chant and this fucking ritual over these albums, and every single copy, wherever it goes, digital, wherever it goes, when you're being exposed to it, you're being exposed to the legion of demons and you don't even know it. And that shit was like, it was really famous, and it's starting to make a whole nother it's starting to rear its head again. Right around the time CERN started fucking with shit, it's like we jumped into a completely demonic timeline. And excuse me. I mean, from the shit with Balenciaga, from the shit just blatant, like it kind of don't get more blatant. I mean, everything that's going on right now, from these people trying to lower the sex age to what is that shit they're saying now? It's
Wait, lower the sex age?
oh yeah. So I told my wife this about 4 years ago. A whole bunch of people started going down for child molestation. That's when a few high-powered priests went down from the Vatican. Then what's cuz name? Joe Paterno, because he used to coach football.
Yeah.
Then that's when he went down. So now I'm starting to get interested. Then a whole group of other motherfuckers went down. That's when I first started messing with Ebony. And I said, out of those people right there, how many people you think gonna rat? Then all of a sudden, you started seeing these motherfuckers get busted for this freaky shit everywhere. And it was always a common theme. There was satanic ritual abuse involved. Satanic ritual abuse involved. Satanic ritual abuse involved. So we're going to get into the definition of that in a minute. But it's a very common thing. And hey, Mom, how you doing, sugar? It's some shit that's right in your face and it's swept under the rug at the same time. When we seen, baby, what's that website where they were selling kids off the website?
Wayfair.
You see them selling kids on Wayfair. There's a thing going around that says that when you go into the Walmart and you look on the board and you see the missing kids there, that these kids are actually what that particular Walmart has to offer if you want to buy one. I can't prove that, but they're that bold. You know what I mean? And all of this stuff, it revolves around one thing: satanic ritual abuse and Satanism for the most part. Because you have this group of people who, it goes back, we're going to get into that here in a minute, but it goes back to an ancient deity named Moloch. And this is a religion to where the religion required a sacrifice to be made to this deity. And your child, you know what I mean? You got to give up your child. And these people who have these ancient bloodlines, which we're going to get into here shortly, that's their religion. You understand? So this is what they do. This is what they practice. This is like no difference than everybody in your family being a Christian or a devout Catholic or a Muslim. This is their religion. This is their family religion. It goes back hundreds and hundreds of years.
And Moloch is the one that's doing that Balenciaga stuff too.
Yes, absolutely. So we're gonna get into some major players of this. Go ahead, baby, talk for a minute. Say something, damn it. Okay, she couldn't do it. So
you just threw me on the spot. Here, say something here.
Well, I was trying to find the notes that you lost. So anyway, whatever. So we're gonna get into some players with this, right? And what makes these people so popular and so like, where did all this stuff come from, right? And Tim, can you pull one of those pictures up for me, please? Whichever one you want. That's where we'll start.
Wherever?
Well, not the Beyonce's.
Did you already did you put Moloch up? That's all in the Balenciaga stuff?
No, I didn't have a chance to do all that.
Yeah, because that's when you talk about him, you should really point that out.
Well, hey, you should have. You should try doing some work. So anyhow, the symbolism that they use. Now, this fella right here, who's about to be on the screen. I don't know if he's on your screen already.
Yeah, he was already up.
All right, can you leave him up?
I can pull it back up, yeah.
Yeah, pull it back up. Now, this guy right here, he goes by the name Anton LaVey. Anton LaVey was born Howard Stanton LaVey April 11, 1930 in Chicago, Illinois. His father was Michael Joseph LeVay. He was also from Chicago. He married LeVay's mother, Gertrude Augusta Caltron, born to a Georgian father and Ukrainian mother, both of whom immigrated to Ohio in 1893 and became naturalized American citizens in 1900. His parents supported his musical interests as he tried a number of instruments. His favorite were keyboards such as the piano and the accordion. He was talented. He was bad as fuck, like very talented. Antoine played in the piano in the Baptist church as a boy and played a bow and high and accordion. He attended high school in Mill Valley, California until the age of 16. LeVay claimed he left high school at 16 to join the Clyde Beatty Circus and later carnivals for a rustabout and Cage Boy, in an act in which he and the Big Cats, then a musician playing the calliope. He played tunes such as Harlem Nocturne by Earl Hagen. LeVay later claimed to have seen that many of the same men attended both the Bawdy Saturday night shows and the tent revival meetings on Sunday morning, which reinforced his increasingly cynical view on religion. In the foreword to the German language edition of the Satanic Bible, he cites this impetuous to defy Christian religion as he knew it. He explains why churchgoers employ moral double standards. However, journalist Lawrence Hunt investigated LeVay's background and found no evidence of LeVay ever working for a circus, either as a musician or a cage boy. So basically, he was full of shit. He was a very, very important person with the whole movement because he is the one, he kind of made it, he dazzled it. You know what I mean? He gave it that certain aura of mysticism that attracted a lot of people, especially he's from the San Francisco area in his older years. So he, moved around Frisco a lot, and Frisco, has a lot of interesting people come in and out of it. A lot of people don't know that nigga Sammy Davis Jr. worshiped the devil. You know what I mean? Sammy Davis Jr. was a part of this man's whole church. So there was a video Eddie Murphy riding around with, I think, Seinfeld, and he was like, yeah, he said, I was talking to Sammy one day, and he was like, yeah, I worship the devil, baby. He said, he's just as powerful as God. And I thought Eddie Murphy was just being Eddie Murphy bullshitting until I started, looking into some other shit. And I happened to see this nigga Sammy Davis Jr. with Anton LaVey here, fully decked out with the shit and the robe and everything, right? So he was a showman. So now we have another fella. Can you pull up the other guy with the eyebrows, please? Yeah, with the eyebrows. No, you could have left him up too, though, but it doesn't. If you go to another one, that'd be cool too. Either one. Now, this guy right here is General Michael A. Aquino. He has one of the highest ranks in the military.
He looks like a cast member of Star Wars.
And he claims that that's how his eyes naturally are. He claims he was born like that. Now, this guy, him and LeVay, they kind of went in conjunction with each other. And they was pushing the Temple of Set because that's what Anton LaVey was, you know what I mean? He had the first ever ordained church recognized by the state as being a church in San Francisco. So when this guy comes along, he's more of he didn't like all the showmanship. He didn't like all the fancy theatrics and the shit he was doing. This guy right here is the guy who was responsible for psychological operations and trauma-based mind control. If you ever seen what's the show we watched with 11? Stranger Things. He would be one of the doctors on there who was doing the programming. That was his thing, right? He's famous when he was in Vietnam. He had this thing called Operation. Jeez, it escapes me right now.
If this man walked up to me, I would never take him serious.
Shit.
He looks like he should be on Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty.
You're beaming people up, all right. But
I wanna fly.
Right. So what the guy was doing is he was running psychological operations.
Geeked up.
Who? Gay Luther.
Scotty been calling me geeked up.
Tim, is the wacky tobacco kicking in over there, sir?
No, that's the Scotty beat me up. I'm geeked up with D4L, or was it? I think whoever did the Laffy Taffy. Who did Laffy Taffy? Fabo?
D4L.
Yeah, them niggas.
Yeah, he was like, Scotty beat me up.
How'd it go? Hey, is that when I'm working on my passion?
Nah, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna play it for you.
So anyhow, so these guys, and he had to work a little bit to get on with LeVay, but anyhow, he was more into the technical things that made people tick, and what could he do to program possibly a killer, or to program possibly a sex traffic slave, they were doing this. Then there's detailed information. I'm talking about. There is tons of information out there about the psychological operations that this guy was doing. One of them, Vietnam, he would get these big ass fucking speakers and put them on the side of the helicopters, and it would sound like demons roaring and women screaming and torment. And he would just come through there, and he would set speakers up all through the jungle, and he would just come through there blaring that shit. And he was making it seem like these motherfuckers was being tortured and being in hell for fighting the war. He was having these fucking Viet Cong fighters surrender by the hundreds. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Come on in, sugar.
We love you, Lisa.
Yeah. You don't have your license shit set up yet, so we'll bring you on at the top of the hour. You just chill.
So why he just didn't fly through playing that song In the Jungle? The mighty
I don't think it would have the same effect.
The lions.
I don't think it would have. I don't think that would be the effect that he was looking for. This guy wanted to scare the shit out of people.
Trying to torture him.
So I don't think that the Lion King song would have worked. I mean,
They just played it on there. It was
this motherfucker was into some other shit. He wanted to sound like tortured souls, so these motherfuckers could surrender. You know what I mean? And a lot of the psyops and a lot of the things that are going on in the world right now, we owe to this guy right here. And so basically, these are two of the main characters who were involved with this stuff. But the origins of this come from another guy by the name of Aleister Crowley. Can you bring up that other picture of the other guy?
Aleister Crowley is, now tell me if I'm wrong, but
You're wrong.
Aleister Crowley is Barbara Bush's grandfather.
Absolutely.
Granddaddy.
So this man right here is considered, he calls himself the Beast 666. Likes to call himself the evilest man that ever walked the earth. And yes, he is alleged to be Barbara Bush's grandfather. And if you look at this fool, like they kind of look alike. They definitely share a striking resemblance. And actually what it was now this can be proven, but Barbara Bush's mother and some other broad was like his, they was his things, you know what I mean? He was fucking with both of them. So they would be involved in all these crazy ass rituals. Now this guy took most of his practices from ancient occult teachings from Egypt. Like he actually, on his wedding night, he actually did, I want to say it was like a 3-day ceremony inside the grand tomb in one of them pyramids. And this guy right here, he gave birth to Parsons, right? Parsons and what's the other son bitch from Scientology?
Oh,
Anyhow, so Jack Parsons, who was the founder of NASA and rocketry, one of the founders that came over, during World War II, all of these guys were followers of him. So this guy, he was doing all these crazy ass rituals and opening up portals to other dimensions and shit, right? And he has this a place over in Scotland or somewhere, like I think it's Scotland, and wherever Loch Ness Monster is at, that's where it's at, right? And basically, he was doing this ritual that's supposed to be like a 6-month ritual.
L. Ron Hubbard,
and that's the other guy that he's responsible for. So he was doing this 6-month ritual, and he opened these portals up. And when he did that, that's when he started seeing Loch Ness Monster all around the lake and stuff, right? But another interesting thing that you started seeing UFOs. It was around the same time as Roswell. And before he had a chance to finish up the ritual and close these portals, he died. You know what I mean? So there was a rock and roll guy who bought his property right there in Loch Ness, and he said he couldn't stay there. It was too much shit going on. So you got all these people that I just took. Crowley, you got Crowley, who was the top spirit at. Then you have LeVay, Michael Aquino. And these guys are like the big shits when it comes to this. They're the ones who brought everything to the forefront. They're the ones who brought everything and kind of made it like a thing. You know what I mean? So Here's a little information on Crowley here, or Crowley. Born into a wealthy family in Royal Leamington Spa, Yorkshire, Crowley rejected his parents' fundamental Christian faith to pursue his Western esotericism. He was educated at Trinity College at the University of Cambridge, where he focused his attention on mountaineering and poetry, resulting in several publications. Some biographies allege that he was recruited into a British intelligence agency. Further suggests that he remained a spy throughout his entire life. In 1898, he joined the esoteric Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, where he was trained in ceremonial magic by Samuel Liddell, McGregor Matthews, and Alan Bennett. He went mountaineering in Mexico with Oscar Eckenstein before studying Hindu and Buddhist practices in India in 1904. He married Rose Edith Kelly in a honeymoon in Cairo, Egypt, where Crowley claimed to have been contacted by a supernatural entity named Awis, who provided him with the Book of the Law. Now, the Book of the Law is this book that he had written in the desert, supposedly under demonic possession. And basically, see, some of these people are Satanists and some of these people are Luciferian. And there's a huge difference because Satanists, they kind of worship themselves as gods. You know what I mean? They trying to enlighten and bring themselves up to where they're on a God level. They don't actually sit and worship some guy with horns and tail. Luciferians, they worship shit. You know what I mean? It could be several different things, but they worship shit. Excuse me. So anyhow, the Book of the Law is basically the whole gist of it is like, do what thou will. Do what thou will should be the law, is actually the whole saying of it. And interesting thing about this is if you see one of Jay-Z's shirts that he has on the Rockaware, his shirt says, do what thou will. And the sign that you see Jay-Z do, the pyramid and shit, that's Aleister Crowley's sign. And there was one more thing that this guy does that Jay-Z does too. And,
just to comment on the pyramid sign, the very first time that was actually brought to people and they started mocking, I actually seen a thing on it, was when Beyonce was at the Super Bowl. And that's the very first time they brought it out.
I remember that. I didn't know that was the first time, but see, that was pretty good. Where you learn that at?
I was watching some documentary and I seen that Beyonce was the one that brought that out, and that's the very first time anybody ever seen it, and ever since then it's just
I remember
it blew up.
Speaking of Beyonce, can you pull up those pictures of Beyonce?
Oh, Sasha Fierce.
So basically, these people, and a lot of people probably don't want to hear this, but a majority of the religious practices and beliefs that we have come from Saturn worshiping of Saturn or the sun. Beyonce here, she is so. When we get to this topic, when we get to the next hour, we're going to talk about some SRA survivors and some whistleblowers and shit who tell you what to look for, who tell you the symbology and the symbols. So right now, she did these fucking these covers for Vogue, right? So what we're looking at here is basically quotes from the Bible. Behold, there was a horse who was pale, which would be the one on the left. Behold, there was a red horse. Behold, there was a pale horse. Behold, there was a black horse. And all these different horses, the rider carried a different pestilence, you know what I mean? Like death, famine, infestations of different insects and shit like that. They weren't good things. So now, when you see Beyonce a lot of times, she'll often have a headdress on, like so. Well, those are symbolizing the rings of Saturn. All of that shit is symbology. And in the religion that they're in, symbology is everything to these people because they have to brag about it. They have to be braggadocious because they understand that the average person doesn't speak their language. But
like braggadocious, nigga, I ain't never
thought about no shit. Wait a minute, you mean to tell me when she do? And I mean, if you just take some time out after the show and Google Beyonce pictures and look and see how many symbols of Saturn's is. I mean, it's just incredible the way that these people have to put it in your face. There's also
the Kardashians do it a lot too.
Well,
believe it or not,
they are
mainly Khloe.
Those people are amongst some of them. So the story with these Kardashian people are the great grandmother supposed to do some kind of crazy ass ritual or spell or something that all the women would be very successful in the family, and that any man who crossed their paths would like self-destruct. She stuck the fuck out that curse, huh? That motherfucker hung in there. She motherfucker ain't missed yet. They fuck people up. Why would in God's name would possess you to want to fuck with them women?
Yeah.
Shit, ain't you seen what she did to all these other motherfuckers? Man, listen, I'm gonna have to say, I'm cool. But listen.
They know my damn.
Yeah, I got to say the name on my damn it. But their influence is so strong, and you know, everybody, it's almost like the thing to be now, especially with the whole clothing line and the Balenciaga. It could be no more blatant than what they were putting in your face. And the panda eyes. Want to know about the panda eyes before we go to break?
No. Let's wait. Let's hold off on the panda eyes. Bring that in at the top of the hour.
I need to bring that in at the end of the show because them panda eyes.
Yeah, because you won't get one.
Oh, because stop playing with me like that. Don't do that. I'm not, don't do that. Anyhow, when you find out what it's about, you know why I don't want her to keep saying that shit, because she act like she don't know that shit ain't cool.
I know what it means.
Okay, well, stop saying you finna give me one. You ain't finna do none of that. Yeah, because it's that disturbing. I don't like that shit. But anyhow, these motherfuckers, they just put the shit out in your face, and they get away with it. They keep on getting away with it. And the way the world is going right now, I don't see no end to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like almost like cheering the shit on now. You know, they think it's cool. They think it's just like, oh, la-di-da-di-da, nobody gets. You know, some people are starting to wake up, but the momentum is so strong with these people and the bloodlines that follow all of this shit, which we're going to get into on the top of the next hour or two. It's like an ant fighting a fucking moose. You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a shit about a whole bunch of fucking missing kids from a fucking a synagogue somewhere, or from the fucking Catholic church somewhere, or from CPS somewhere, because these are all the people involved in trafficking these kids for these satanic ritual people. It's not just some kind of, oh no, these people are taking kids by the hundreds, by the thousands. They have a train that goes into the fucking Vatican twice a day. Every time it goes in, it's filled up with people, kids usually. Comes out, ain't nobody on that motherfucker. Goes back in again, the second run, filled up with people. Goes out, not so much. I was thrilled when I seen that particular part of the Vatican catch on fire, because I said, oh, these motherfuckers are starting to, you know, I can't say that there's nothing being done, but it's just, geez, it's a lot. It's a lot. And we're probably going to end up dedicating another show to this, because it's like you're in front of a chalkboard and you're like, well, I want to cover this, this, and this, but I also want to talk about this, but you can't talk about this without these people. And like shit like this, shit like this.
What's wrong with you?
Thought you was squaring up, motherfucker. What the fuck you mean? Shit, man, Lisa's finna kick your ass up in here.
Hit that ding, 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 ding. Come on, let's go.
Lisa, come off the top rope and elbow this motherfucker. I'll take him out because he been. Anyhow,
Tim just got to lay on you. You're done.
I'm a rock. What make you think I'm gonna lay there and just let Tim lay on top? Nigga, I'm a rock. Think I can roll faster than this nigga can lay? I hope. God damn. If not, I guess I'm fucked. Huh?
I don't know. You seen me drop.
I seen the drop, all right. Tim got the dopest titty drop in the world. I mean, titty drop porn. Hey, I thought of a new thing for you. You should do the triple T. Tim Titty Tuesdays.
$10 titty.
It's the triple T's with the double D's. Right back at it. But now, yeah, I mean, it's you have people out there on the front line fighting a good fight, and you have some people who we're going to get into here at the top of this next hour. Some survivors. You have there's a lady by the name of Arizona Wilder, and she's a survivor. And there's a lady by the name of Jessie Zaborda, who is my absolute favorite. Oh my goodness. She is in court right now. She's in federal witness protection, right? She is in court right now testifying. And every time she gets her fucking paperwork, she posts it on Truth Social or on Twitter.
And the black girl, what's her name?
Allie.
Allie.
I haven't
Yes.
got to her yet. I'm still talking about Jesse. So anyway, she was actually supposed to be her grandmother is one of the Queen Mothers of Darkness, who was like every section of the world has a particular coordinate of witches who controls that portion. So for like North America, the Kardashians, Beyonce, and I did see. I see you, boy. What's happening with you? Shout out to my nigga though. So yeah, so every section of the world has like 3 witches who are in charge of that. Beyonce just knocked out the Vanderbilt broad because Vanderbilt had this section. It was Vanderbilt, Hillary Clinton, and what I just said, the other lady. But anyhow, you have these coordinates of them. She was training. She would have been up to be one of them, right? She talks on stand under oath about sacrifices, about her personally seeing Hillary Clinton take, murder, and consume these kids. She's saying I've seen Hillary Clinton. She says she's seen them take and kill 3,500 kids in one single night at a castle. She talks about the Vanderbilts and how that if you know about the Vanderbilt home, they have this really creepy looking fucking pool, right? Now, there's these Podesta guys, John and Tony. They're fucking creeps, right? Hillary Clinton homies, right? John Podesta has this fucking series of disturbing artwork, and these kids are tied up, and you can clearly see it's the Vanderbilt pool. What gave it away is around this pool, these ropes everywhere. And these kids are tied up to the fucking ropes and shit in like these really weird situations. And, you know, all of this shit is just like right here in your face, public. And she's like, okay, well, this is what this is about. This is what this is about. This is what this is about. She's talking about Mike Pence. She's talking about, what about our man, America Most Wanted, John Walsh?
Mm-hmm.
So John Walsh is a piece of shit.
His son was murdered.
His son,
not the way everybody thinks he was murdered, but he was murdered.
So the story with this is, and this is fucking crazy, John Walsh, who was, and this is what they do because this is just how they get down. John Walsh is supposed to be one of the biggest child traffickers out there, according to his daughter, Megan Walsh. You don't got to take my word for it. Go read her shit. I didn't say this shit. I'm just telling you what she said. I'm not guessing it.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Who in the hell? His name?
It's you.
Huh?
Yeah, there is somebody over there.
Yeah, I just seen some legs walking behind Lisa. I thought it was Moloch. You go no, not Lisa. I was gonna put my little arm on the line for you. I was gonna jump out there with this motherfucker. Here, bite this.
There is somebody back there. I thought you was playing.
No, because he didn't bust in. Thank you for not busting in, Dave. Appreciate you for that, brother. Before we head into this, the next hour, which in the next hour we're gonna tie a lot of these loose ends together with the people, the places, and the things. But before we do, local spotlight on somebody who's doing something positive for the community. Goes by the name of Stony Smith. She has this is a book called Snatch and Grab. She used to be like one of the dopest ass fucking boosters out here in Cleveland, and she had like a dope ass booster ring. Then she got hammered and went to the joint and came out and started doing some dope ass shit for everybody coming out the joint. She runs a program, it's a nonprofit called More Than a Felon. She doing a whole bunch of dope ass shit out there for the people, and y'all need to get behind that and support that. We need more of that. So shout out to Stony Smith. When y'all get a chance, tap in with her Instagram. I'm just Stony. I'm underground, just underground Stony. Grab you a copy of that. It's a good read. Trust me. She don't steal no more, so don't ask. All right, man. Stick around. We'll be back in about 2 and 2. We're going to get into the who's, the what's, the wins, and the wheres of the survivors and where you might find some good ass information about this.
And a real quick jump in on the last little thing you spoke about. Don't forget about the witches of hip hop.
Who?
The black witches of hip hop.
Who? No, I'm just playing. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Yeah. I'm not mad with you. You know what we do together. Feel me? left. On the topic of discussion when they mention real, watch how you addressing me. The wrong comment get you killed. Steady in the field with him, doing every drill with him. Got rapped and didn't rap. To this day I'm still with him. It's a life or death oath on the day you quoted. Every mission is supported. To this gang I'm so devoted. If I pull it then I blow it. I ain't giving no notice. Niggas hiding in the house for weeks like they got COVID. Sliding sober, I be trying to mastermind some shit. Never step without my pep cause I done line some shit. If you looking for some smoke, that's where you find this shit. Spin this block, Mr. Target, then we wind this shit. Double back, find this. The sirens, it's the snitches that's gonna worry me. I know about them hits, but I ain't never spoken verbally. A couple over colors, but the most was over currency. Take mine, I take yours. Call that shit a gangster curse. Repeat offender for that perjury a million times. Before I snitch on one of mine, I take 1,000,000 lives. 2 hits, 10 grand a piece, you eating right. Now I'm sleeping light. Gotta murk him so I can sleep at night. Letter to the president. Free up every bleed of mine. Give up everything plus an arm if them niggas free tonight. Law library daily. Brother trying to beat a light. The L took his sight, but my mail helped him see the light. In the cut, scraping through, looking for them band-aids. Mandatory flag on my face before this mandate. G.O.D. is G.O.D. I fear nothing man-made. Back to back, black on black thorns. It's a campaign. It's all in their inner self. Them niggas hate everything. Heard they was gonna rob me. I went home and put on every chain. You must wanna die. Playing with me is a deadly game. Beat the state twice. Kept rocking and the fetties came. Hey, nigga.
And one day, I had a dream to own a radio station. Well, not only do I have one, but now I have 2 studios. One is located at 4941 Pearl Road, Cleveland, Ohio. The other one, which is our state-of-the-art studio, green screen 360 cameras, top-of-the-line microphones, great producing. That is located at 60 Front Street in Berea, Ohio.
So interested in trauma and what happens to the body, especially with women. So, do you have anything that happened to you, something that was traumatic for your body that still kind of sits in there and in your mind?
Of a contract because of how they were viewed, how they identified themselves. It's paperwork.
We currently have 18 shows and growing each day. If you have an idea for a podcast, look us up right there. Redline Radio, LLC. Not only do we have 18 shows, but we have 17 sponsors who have supported us throughout the years.
It's also what? I don't need you to correct me.
Every time you make a play or get yardage, there's a holding penalty.
Wait, we actually had positive yardage today?
Performing or your first?
Yeah, my origin story is a little sadder than Dave's. My parents were killed in the alley coming from a movie.
Rob for this piece of monkey trash. So, why is this movie ranked
Getting ready to say, y'all can take it up with me. My inbox is open. Facebook, Don Peterson. Instagram, Don Pizzle 216. Inbox me, DM me. Y'all have an issue with what I'm getting ready to say. The show, and I'm your host.
Heard it through the grapevine.
You got the 14?
And we are back. I might be in the middle of an asthma attack.
Attention, hot.
But we gonna get this shit on track. Yeah. Hey, you're absolutely right, bro. Hillary Clinton owns a shipping company called Evergreen, and they were busted for child trafficking. If you guys remember that that ship they got caught in the Suez Canal, that was a special operation. They were stuck there on purpose, and there was thousands of children rescued off of that ship, some dead, some alive. There was body parts from kids because that's big business, and there was a few weapons. So yeah, hell yeah, you absolutely onto that shit. Dan. So now at the top of the hour, what we're going to get into is some of the people who, well, you know what? Let's say what we're going to talk about the roles that a whole bunch of this stuff plays in today's society, and we do have a guest that just joined us at the top of the hour. I don't know how I almost forgot this part because I ain't been on the air goddamn since last year. So, yeah, we would like to welcome to the studio a very special woman to me in my life. She signs my checks and she does it well. Lisa Summers.
What's up? What's up? Glad to have you back, Grape. We missed you.
I know. I missed me too. Hi.
Hi.
What you doing over there?
Being lonely. There ain't nobody around me.
Call Dave.
Dave left.
I'm around everybody. Don't worry, Lisa.
Dave would probably try
Thanks, Tim. I love you.
Dave,
Drop a nipple on your
Dave was like, can I sit in the next room?
I think.
I ain't no telling Dave creepy ass. Dave.
Somebody drop a titty in her mouth. What? You gonna do a TTT?
What kind of titty in her mouth? What the fuck did I miss here?
That's the only deity I know.
So what do you got going on?
Just come up here in this crazy ass weather.
Yeah, that shit sucks out there.
Yeah, that highway's nasty.
Is it?
It's gotten worse.
Yes. Wrecks everywhere coming up here from 21.
Wrecks and effects?
Yes.
Yeah, it was nasty on my way here after work. Ugh.
So how much do you know about what we're talking about today?
A lot, actually. I have to tell you though, I went to go see Avatar. And I know this is like a little bit out of this subject, but I have to tell you.
Actually, it's not. But go ahead.
Because middle of Avatar, it was only us Growing Wings people watching Avatar. And we was in theater. And, you know, of course, they killed the mama. Well, no, I'm going to tell you because this is bad. All the adrenochrome and all that stuff that's going on with all the Satan worshipers and, you know, little Miss Clinton, Hillary Clinton. Yes. So they started draining this big old tube out of the head of the well. They killed him just for that, you know, killed the mama for that. And I'm like, is somebody else like not knowing this? Nobody knows.
And that's the problem. It goes over the average person's head.
Yes, nobody knows. And I'm like, and they're like so blunt about it. Like it's so blunt that it's hidden.
Yeah.
And that's scary. Like for everybody who don't know what's going on,
they put it right in your
blind.
face.
Yeah, it's like wake up.
But like, you know, once so there's a guy by the name of Dick Gregory. He's an old comic, but he says a lot of good shit. And he says that there's a whole nother world. And once your eyes is open, they can never be closed. Once you see that shit, let me tell you something. It's around you everywhere.
It is.
It's in the structures of the cities that they make. It's in the parks. It's in the design of the fucking cities that they build. Listen.
Symbols on the city buildings.
Symbols on the city building. Symbols on the city workers. The fucking sheriffs have symbols on their badges. Their whole badge is a fucking Baphomet symbol. It's a goat head. This is how deep and how stronghold that this shit is. It's blatant. And, you know, part of their belief is you have to tell the people what you're going to do to them. And if they don't oppose it or they don't put up no kind of let me stop you there, then you don't have no kind of karma to come to like fuck with you from the universe. So basically they have to tell you, hey, we finna do this to you. And motherfucker, like, it's coming.
Isn't there a sheriff's department in California that their symbol is like the masonry symbol or no?
They're all like that. I mean, they're all basically this. I mean, every sheriff badge you ever seen is in the shape of a star.
Yeah, a lot of sheriffs and police and stuff are masons.
But isn't there like a certain one that has I can't remember which department it is, but their badge is like the worst of the worst.
I kind of vaguely think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know. But yeah, they're all mostly, listen, These guys take an oath, and in that oath, these motherfuckers say, listen, you was never to tell anything. So the way that a lot of these people who die in Hollywood, if you know what you're looking for and you see how they die, like certain people die in bathtubs, like Whitney Houston and her daughter, and a whole bunch of other people in Hollywood die in bathtubs. This is a ritual.
The Carter boys just died in the bathtub.
In a bathtub. These are rituals, right? Some motherfuckers, like one motherfucker who used to do David Carradine, he died from asphyxiation, right? He hung himself allegedly, right? Allegedly. He hung himself while jacking off. Let's tell the whole story.
So did Robin Williams.
So did Robin Williams.
Exactly.
These are rituals that are done right in your face that you, these guys must know. And what it was these guys must have been on the verge of telling some shit. So that's how you shut the fuck up.
Like Lisa Marie Presley, rest in peace, who just died.
That was a whole
last night.
Ain't nothing came out about it yet. Ain't nothing came out about it yet. But I'll bet you this, that was a fucking ritual. That was a ritual. Let me tell you this. She was just cool at the Golden Globe Awards, which is a ritual in itself. Let me tell you something. This is on our list. You would be surprised how many events are nothing but rituals. The whole shit with the boy who fainted the other day in the fucking football game. Ritual. Hamill. Ritual. His number, there was one guy who was standing up the whole time, never was kneeling with the rest of the people. His number was 33. If you know anything about numbers and you know anything about what's going on with these people, 33 is a huge number in their world. I believe Cuz number is 3.
Yeah, it is.
Now, when you look on the shoulder, it's a 33. The time that it happened at, even the fucking, the damn fucking ambulance that pulled up on the field, there's people who's starting to see. The ambulance that pulled up on the field didn't have no identifying markers. It didn't have none of that. Now, that's not how Cincinnati Medical Center ambulances look. So one guy brought that up. Another guy said, well, they recently, gave the contract to another ambulance company. Let's pull this one up. Look nothing like it, right? Not only that, the license plate that was on the fucking ambulance didn't even register to an ambulance. It registered to a fucking truck, a U-Haul truck. These are rituals. They say that the Cuz made it, and I pray he did. But if you know, like I do, he probably didn't make it. They probably replaced him with a clone. And y'all keep thinking that clone shit is bullshit. Y'all can do some research for yourselves and look into clone centers.
Look at Biden.
Clone A. Yeah. I mean, look, man, these guys are clones, fucking high-tech mask, or fucking artificial intelligence. There's not too many real people that you're actually seeing out there walking around, because a lot of these motherfuckers are in jail or dead. A whole bunch of them, allegedly. Who?
Ann Hinch, a ritual.
Yeah.
Twitch, a ritual.
Okay, stop right there. So what do y'all know about the Ann Hinch and the Twitch and the Ellen DeGeneres shit?
Ann Hinch is Ellen's
Ex-broad.
ex-woman.
Oh, yeah.
Twitch used to work for Ellen.
Yes.
A man that I actually, before any of this happened, I actually followed on TikTok.
No,
yeah, me too.
And I used to watch him on TikTok
Yeah, me too.
all the time. There's no way you can't even pay me to tell me this man committed suicide.
No.
Tim,
you can't do it.
Are you?
He was depressed, don't you know?
I'm very familiar with Twitch.
Twitch,
Okay.
I do not believe it. You can't pay me to believe it. There's nothing you can do or say that can convince me that man committed suicide. Can't do it.
Okay, so
me either.
For the people who don't know or who are not in the know, why would we suspect any kind of suspicious deaths to be around Ellen DeGeneres? Anybody?
Oh, she's got a lot to hide.
She don't even hide it anymore, though. It's right on her walls behind her. Like, people just don't know.
For those of you guys who don't know what Lisa's talking about, Lisa, tell them what Lisa's talking about.
The symbolism, like when she was doing her interview, right behind her, it was symbolism of the child trafficking.
Well, what it was too, the colors are absolutely right. The colors for this are white and blue, just like what do you call the colors? White and blue. But not only that, not only was the symbolism for the colors there, but her fucking set is an exact replica of Jeffrey Epstein Island. The fucking the temple that they sacrifice or fuck these kids at.
Yep.
It's an exact fucking replica right behind you on her fucking wall.
Yes. And then when they interviewed her, about Twitch, she smirked and giggled
Throughout
and
the whole
laughed,
thing.
and she was just like,
She knows what she
I'm
did.
sorry, but if my DJ that I'm supposed to be so close with, quote unquote, committed suicide, I'm not gonna be as giggly, and happy.
Right. No,
I'm gonna be a wreck in tears. No, you killed that man.
Yeah,
or
did.
you had that man killed.
Well, think about it. I mean, your ex-girlfriend and somebody who's your DJ, producer, or whatever the fuck on your whole show, they probably spend a considerable amount of time, which will probably have seen and heard a whole bunch of fucking things about you.
For sure.
So, well, if case that's not okay, so some of you guys are probably wondering what the suspicion is with Ellen DeGeneres. Well, at the beginning of all the COVID shit, when it all first started happening, there were a few people, if you're in the know, who were supposed to be on a house arrest monitor. Right now, in this point in time, these people age very, very fucking fast. I mean, you seen there was about 5 or 6 of them. You seen them one day, they look Hollywood ready. Seen them about a week later.
It's like shit.
Look like 40, 50 years been added to their fucking life.
Oh yeah.
Well, what that was allegedly, and there's a lot of proof about it. That was an operation. And hold on one second, y'all. Excuse me.
Yeah, these people are something else.
So there was a whole operation that went on, and it was about adrenochrome. And what they did was they set out a bad batch of this shit to see who exactly the players were, where they wanted them at, right? Tom Hanks being one of them, right? Tom Hanks being one of them, Oprah Winfrey being one of them.
He was just here.
Oprah Winfrey, that probably was not him. Tom Hanks been dead.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, he's dead. It probably was a skin suit guy, but he's allegedly died. And you can go find this information. All you got to do is look up the military tribunals. Like they'll tell you execution dates and shit there, but it must be misinformation that keeps proven to be right. Like Joe Biden, you can't control the fucking media no more. Sucks to be you. But anyway, so these particular people, they were trying to communicate with each other, and they were doing things like Tom Hanks did this whole fucking speech from a kitchen that you can tell wasn't even a kitchen. It was all green screen, right? And there was a guy named Isaac Cappy, rest in peace to him, but I hope he's not really dead. And he told names. He told about Tom Hanks. He told about little nasty ass Bud Bundy from Married with Children. What's his name? Seth Green?
No, that's not Seth Green. I just seen him when Christina Applegate got her award. She is MS.
Yes, she is.
Ain't they all? But anyhow,
she is. She has MS.
She's a mess. Physically, she is physically a mess.
Yeah.
They all got something going on with them because they've been getting fucked over by these people. But anyhow, these people were supposed to be, on house arrest. And they're communicating with each other. You just have this first, okay, so there's this alleged frazzle drip fucking video that came out. Is anybody familiar with frazzle drip? No, it's not a steak sauce, Tim.
Tim.
What is frazzle drip?
Anybody?
It's steak sauce. Fuck that shit. I don't know what he told you, goddammit. It's the shit you put on a ribeye.
No, you don't. No, you don't. So basically, there is this fella by the name of Anthony Weiner.
Somebody got their phone by the mic. There we get.
So there was this guy by the name of Anthony Weiner, and he had gotten himself into some trouble for sending dick flicks to little kids. His wife is the lady by the name, his ex-wife is a lady by the name of Uma Abedin, who is basically Hillary Clinton's right-hand bitch.
Yes.
There's emails from her. She's into witchcraft. She's a sorceress. There's emails that correspond with her and her brother, and they ask her, like, why do you keep doing this for these people? Because they want her to conjure demons. They want her to conjure these spirits and invoke these spirits and do all this crazy shit. And she was like, shit, I control the kingdom because she's so dependent on me tapping in with these deities and these entities. I could have all the nuclear launch codes I want just to, you know what I mean, in exchange for this. And she was right. So anyhow, when he got busted, they took his laptop, and on his laptop, he had a folder on there that said life insurance. On this life insurance, folder was a video who Jesse Zaborda confirmed that this is indeed Hillary Clinton because she's watched her kill many kids, and this is her MO, how she likes to kill these kids, right? So it's Uma Abedin and Hillary Clinton. They have on these fucking, like, these kind of like, what's wrong?
Still the phones. It might be the iPad.
Let's turn this bitch on.
I don't know what it is.
Excuse us, y'all.
Sorry about that.
But anyhow, so on the video, it's Uma Abedin and Hillary Clinton wearing these fucking crazy ass like New Orleans type of masks, maybe masquerade ball masks, and they're dancing around this kid. They have chains to a fucking tree, and Hillary Clinton motions for somebody to come over. They cut the little girl's face off. Hillary Clinton proceeds to put it on her face like a mask and start torturing the little girl. And what they're doing is they're building up. See, what it is adrenochrome is a byproduct of adrenaline. So I think every time you get excited or you get riled up and you about to fight, motherfucker done piss you off, you get that surge, that's adrenaline.
Ain't that the white tee where you see everybody wearing?
I haven't got there yet.
No, I'm asking what you're talking about.
I haven't got there yet.
Okay. Sorry.
Don't these kids got to be a certain age for all like the best?
They want the
Like
ideal
the
age
youngers?
is under 12.
Yes.
Yeah, because you haven't been exposed to too many toxins in your
Right.
body. You haven't done that much bullshit. You're still a very pure, very innocent spirit. So, excuse me. These people, what they were doing was they take these kids and they scare the fuck out of them to the point to where they released this particular, and this has been practiced for centuries. If you look at a lot of old paintings, especially paintings with those people Kanye West got in trouble for talking about, you will see the fucking rabbi, about 9 or 10 of them around the kid, and you see one at the bottom poking the kid with a fucking spear and sitting there with a cup. They're scaring the fuck out of the kid to produce the highest potency of this fucking fluid, and they say it's like a nostalgic drug. They say it is the drug of drugs. They say that it sends these motherfuckers into a moment of frenzy. They give it, man, okay, so when we get into some of these survivors, we'll talk about some of the things that they've seen. But anyhow, now there's also, when we do the next show, because this can't be it. When we do the next show, I'm going to pull up the SIM papers, right? SYM. These papers came out last year in the summertime, maybe, or the year before that. And what it was, I think it was, what's my man who faked his death? McAfee. I think John McAfee is the one who released this shit. Anyhow, it was a detailed list of all the facilities, all of the fucking kids who were involved. Dude, it's like having the paperwork to somebody's fucking prison. But in this prison, they house kids. They said how long they've been there for, their blood type, how many times the adrenochrome is extracted from them a day, what the quality of it is, when their discard date was, the date that they're going to kill these fucking kids. And wait till you find out what they do with these dead bodies. Anybody know?
I don't know if I want to know.
Anybody? Ebony, you?
Burn them.
Well, yeah.
They'd have to burn them to get rid of them.
Well, you're up to a good start. So,
Sacrifice them to burn them.
Do like the Nazis did, throw them all in a big old hole, burn them up.
So
cover them over.
Do yourself a favor. Next time you riding around the city and you see like a cathedral or a big old Catholic church or a Catholic school, I bet you they got a big ass smokestack there. I bet they got a big ass smokestack somewhere there, right? Well, what these fucking sick people do is all these kids who come up missing, who you never fucking find these kids, right? They take these kids and they burn their fucking bodies down to the fucking ashes because the carbon didn't. Now you can produce diamonds. Yeah. Now you can produce diamonds. So they say that a basic kid is in value of $1 million while it's still in peace. But now every kid can produce about 5 carats worth of diamonds. And if you don't believe that this is a thing, do yourself a favor. You don't got to take my word for it. Google memorial diamonds. Google memorial diamonds and see what they offer. So let's just say, for instance, oh my goodness, some people want to be cremated, some people want to be burnt, some people want to be buried, some people want to be in pods, some people don't give a shit. Well, you have people, I think the closest one is in Chicago, but you have people who will take your kid, your dead person, send them through the procedure to turn them into diamonds for you. They're called memorial diamonds, and yes, it is a thing. Yes, they do this shit. So if you think they don't do it for your loved one and don't do it for hundreds and thousands and millions of missing kids to sell these fucking diamonds at a high ass price, because there's no value to diamonds. Diamonds really carry no value. We'll do a show on this one day too, but the some bitch who made diamonds valuable and who did that whole diamonds are forever type of shit, he's the same some bitch who's responsible for us eating breakfast right now. It's the same guy, right? He's an asshole, and he's the one who made diamonds worth of shit, because they're really not. And the majority of them are fucking dead kids. Ask yourself this. You don't see no rich white people wearing no fucking diamonds. You don't see that shit. You see all these rappers diamond up. Bling. You don't see no, I mean, unless you're a fucking queen or a fucking king or some shit like that, then maybe. But you don't see that shit on no affluent. Man, they don't wear that shit. They know. They know. But anyhow, back to Ellen and them. So she's on one of her fucking talk shows with these hideous paintings behind her, kids getting fucking stick figures of kids committing murders and shit, right? But now she has on the outline of her shirt, it says "Run, Forrest." She's trying to tell this nigga Tom Hanks, they after you, right? Now, the whole Frazzle Drip video, if you've seen, what's the movie with Tom Hanks with the volleyball?
Castaway.
Castaway.
Yes, Castaway.
Wilson. Now, if you remember that fucking face that's on that ball, that was making a mockery of that little girl face that they cut off and they ate. Because if you see Jay-Z, he has a shirt like that with that fucking bloody face on it. If you see Ellen, she has one. All these sick motherfuckers wear this bloody face shirt. So basically, when they found this fucking file, it got shuffled back and forth. It went from the feds kicked it to the New York Police Department. They said, we ain't fucking with this. No. So the New York Police Department, it was 13 hardened homicide detectives who watched this and just broke down completely, had mental breakdowns after watching this, right? Out of those 13, 9 of them are no longer with us. They suicided themselves. Think about that. Out of this 13 people who seen Hillary Clinton, this lady allegedly killed this little girl. And here's the fucked up thing about it, right? Because after they cut her face off, they rape her. Right? Yeah. So, and homegirl Jessie Saborda, she testifies about these rituals that to where Hillary Clinton would be involved. And the way that they rape her was they would get a crucifix from like the church. They would attach a dildo to it. And this is her testifying to this in a court of law. That's how she says she know without a doubt that was Hillary Clinton raping that little girl, because that's her thing. That's what the Queen Mother of Darkness does. She says she's seen them do what's the little news dude that you like, blonde hair, cuz?
Oh, Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper's mother was Vanderbilt, was the Vanderbilt lady. His brother was a sacrifice. His brother jumped out the window at 23 years old and bullshit. But
bullshit.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Like this, like she says that she witnessed him, Bush Jr. and Elon Musk. Elon Musk has to testify about this shit. When you hear them saying Elon Musk has to testify in court about some satanic shit, this is what they're talking about. Because Elon Musk was one of the kids that she seen him do this ritual to. Now, what she says is they took him into that creepy ass fucking pool. They were standing up on the scaffolding, the Queen Mother, whatever, standing up there, and she says, "You always love your family." She makes the kids chant this over and over and over again. Boom. Then the older women start going down and touching on the young men, getting them aroused and shit, while they're raping them with these damn dildos that's on the end of this cross. So then they start giving the kids, only the chosen kids, They start dosing them up with this adrenochrome shit. That sends them into the same fucking rampage, and all they want to do is they start killing these other kids, ripping them to pieces. This ain't my. I didn't say this shit. I'm reciting what she said under oath in court right now. Mike Pence and John Walsh. So the story with Adam Walsh is back in the 80s. John Walsh, who is America's Most Wanted guy, he started that because his son was found, they kidnapped him and he was found with missing his head. And, he started this whole shit capturing people and going after the bad guys. Well, it turns out that there's there's a whole lot of people who will back the story up. That what actually happened was Oliver Stone, the guy who films a whole bunch of movies and shit, right? He had just got on because he filmed the whole Hell's Angels ritual when there was a riot there at Altamont Pass when the Hell's Angels was being bodyguards for the Rolling Stones. They killed somebody there. That was a ritual. And Roger Stone just so happened to catch it on film, and that's what catapulted his career. So basically, these motherfuckers are saying that they have a fucking gorilla, an 8 or 9 foot gorilla at a military base in Florida that they call King Kong. And one of the actresses, I told you, Hepburn, that's Audrey Hepburn. They say that I think Audrey Hepburn actually used to have sex with this motherfucker, this gorilla, right? But they said that they gave little Adam Walsh, John Walsh's son, to the gorilla, and the gorilla ripped this boy's head off and sat as a sacrifice. Mike Pence was over the whole shit, and Roger Stone dude was supposed to film all that shit. Now, didn't something just happen to Roger Stone not too long ago?
Not that I know of.
Shit, I talked to you about it. Somebody fired missiles at that man's house.
Yeah.
Nigga, not a gun, not a shotgun. Missiles. Nigga, they fired that man's house down with missiles. What do this man know that you got? I ain't never been mad enough at a nigga to shoot a missile at him. Goddamn.
Maybe that's the new thing we don't know about.
Man, listen, I don't know, but whatever he knows, they don't want him to say it to nobody else. And then, interestingly enough, he was just on the news the other day saying that there was a demonic portal that opened up over the White House in Washington, D.C. Did you know about that?
No.
Ebony?
No.
That's how I know she don't listen to me because I just told her about that shit too. Anyhow,
There's a demonic portal over the White House.
Thank you for knowing that. Indeed, there's a demonic portal over the White House. Who would have thought that? Okay, so what happened was the White House has a camera that faces it, right? And this camera is a live camera. It's a live stream. And not only is the camera catching it, but thousands of people are actually seeing this shit up in the air, sitting right over the White House. In the nighttime, it's like a fiery red color, and it just sits right over the White House. But in the daytime, it looks more like a grayish, almost like a digital cloud, and it don't ever go nowhere.
Almost like the cloud that used to be over there. What you call that one dude?
Slut Rock.
Yes.
Yeah. Something like that. That's your shit.
Yeah, and my phone's on Do Not Disturb.
Jesus Christ, turn the volume on. So anyhow, this Jessie Marie Zaborda lady, she is in cahoots with this guy named Timothy Charles Homestead. You know who that is?
It ain't me, goddammit.
No, it's not Timothy Buck Tewstead. No, but so this guy, he is a news reporter, and he's not a traditional news reporter. He's like one of the ones that will never get, you know what I mean? He has to do his own thing. But anyhow, he writes everything. I'm talking about all the shit that these motherfuckers is doing. They want to kill this guy so bad. And everything that she does, and every time she testifies, he publishes everything that goes on. Everything that he knows that he can prove, he publishes this shit. And they trying to kill his ass. And that's one of the people who blew the whistle and told about what's over the White House.
the portal.
Yeah.
portal.
Now, we have another whistleblower by the name of Allie. She's a black girl. And she's giving up the dirt on all the nigga side of this, right? So she's talking about Will Smith and Jay-Z and Beyonce and Snoop Dogg. I mean, you name it, and she'll tell you. She's talking about the Getty Museum. What do you guys know about the Getty?
I don't know, but I heard a couple things about Will Smith lately. But go ahead.
Yeah, me too.
Well, spit it out.
So I heard that the whole thing.
He's a cuck?
No, that the whole thing.
You know what that is?
That the whole thing with him smacking Chris Rock, that wasn't him.
I heard that too.
They said that he was under some kind of spell or trance by what's her face?
Jada Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett. And that he had no idea what had happened, no idea what was going on. And you could tell by when he apologized that he didn't know what was going on. And that he was just kind of like a pawn type of thing. Like she put some kind of spell over him and sent him up there. He smacked Chris Rock, came off the stage, and that's why after it happened, he was just kind of sitting there laughing and giggling about it because he was under some trance or something from her.
What do you know about it?
I heard that too, but I also heard but you hear a lot of things that Medina, was it the Perry guy?
Yeah,
Tyler.
That's Will Smith.
Yeah, that he's supposed to be Will Smith.
Yeah, a lot of these people play double roles, and they are.
That Tyler Perry is Will Smith?
Yeah. And if
I've
you
never heard that one.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
I'm like,
I just started hearing that the past month or so. And
right.
when they show the eyes and the way that the mask fits, his eyes is definitely abnormal there.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Well, let me get a little bit deeper into this Will Smith thing that she brought up. So here goes what happened with this. Moderna approached Jada Pinkett Smith, and I'm sure Will Smith too, about this alopecia product that they were about to put out. It's Moderna, the same motherfuckers from the jab. And
they approached her because he makes more money than her. So they was trying to get her to feel like she was making as much money as him.
No, they used her as a pawn to basically pull that shit off. And she allegedly did have either she did it or somebody did it. Because if you watch certain videos, you'll see these motherfuckers either be put under some kind of trance, some kind of spell, or have a complete breakdown. What's the one fat guy? The news guy, Al Roker.
Not me.
Al Roker, you seen him get completely cut off for about 2 or 3 minutes. I've seen Eminem do it. I've seen, Cardi B did it. And when Cardi B did it, there was people behind her. They knew it was coming. There was 2 guys, and the one guy was elbowing the other guy, like, look. And they started looking. And then the next lady came through there and somebody swung a bat or put a bat in front of her face. And as soon as they did that, this comes from the Michael Aquino guy who we were just discussing. These are psychological operations. These are Manchurian candidates, if you ever heard that word, because what they can do, and this ain't no alleged, they have the fucking know-how to do this. They can take your body, your mind, put you through so much bullshit, physically, sleep deprivation, torture, all kinds of shit to where, and they do this to young kids. It's kind of hard to do it to older people. But what they do is they take your brain and your brain disassociates itself. It's called dissociative identity disorder. DID, dissociative identity disorder. And so basically, your main psyche completely leaves your body. It goes into like a survival mode, like a shut-off mode. And it breaks like a glass. Now, what they have to know how to do is to take every single slither of glass and make it into a different person. They're called alters, right? All of these satanic ritual abuse people talk about alters. Ali's they have a complete different set of person who will come out who has no identity has no knowledge that the other ones exist. You know what I mean? And a lot of these motherfuckers, they have the know-how to say, okay, well, that's this type of MK Ultra programming. This is this type of programming. This is this type of programming, and they can't turn it off because whoever did the programming has to do the deprogramming. You know what I mean? Or it's like a hell of a cycle. So anyhow, you have these motherfuckers who you could program, and you could have these motherfuckers do 90 million things. They might do one thing. They might do a whole bunch of different things. You have these motherfuckers they program to be sex slaves. You have these people they program just to retain information. Back when they first got hit with this technology, Richard Nixon, he had there's a whole book I read called Thanks for Everything, and it was his sex slave who came out. She was actually him and Bob Hope's sex slave, and this was like during the height of the Cold War. So what they would do, she was one of her alters was an information intake person. They could read her a whole fucking book. They could tell her everything that they wanted the president or whoever she was supposed to delay this or give this message to. They could tell her in detail the whole fucking everything, and she would go and recite it word for word, whether it was a book, documents, whatever it was. And then for Bob Hope, she was his sex slave, and they would program her accordingly. So I do believe that these people can program and they can be mind controlled, and they can be there's frequencies. They can set off like, okay, what's the little motherfucker who did the concert? Astroland?
You're talking about Travis Scott.
Travis Scott. There was this really odd frequency going off when he started his shit. I've never really heard it before, and it kind of gave me the creeps. But it got progressively louder and progressively into a different tone. And that's when a lot of the shit started going on. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different, the technology that these people have that they've developed since the 20s and the 30s and that they've been working on and nonstop is just, you wouldn't believe it. And the shit that we know that they can do right now is shit that they've been doing. That this shit that we know right now is old. They ain't even doing the shit no more. They doing some shit now that we probably won't see for 50 or 60 years. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Don't you want to ask about something? I don't want to keep just fucking holding on the whole conversation. Anybody else?
Because when I do jump in, you
who?
Which ones?
The Black Witches.
The Black
Yeah,
Witches.
I wanna
Yeah. There you go, Black Witch.
Yeah.
I mean, like Ebony.
Hey, I learned it from the best of them.
Who, Luby?
No, the Velasquez.
Man, come on, man.
Velasquez, Collins.
Man, is you gonna talk about these fucking witches of East?
Hey, I did learn from the best of them, though. My sister-in-laws are amazing. I don't care.
So you're
what
just gonna
you
tell
say.
the whole world that my sister-in-law is witches? That my sisters is witches?
Everybody knows Jackie is a witch.
Man, you and witch haters will go somewhere with that bullshit. Anyway, can you tell the people about the show?
I want to say it's a new show on VH1. I'm not 100% sure what
So why you bring
platform
the
it's
shit up
on.
if you don't have the proper information for the people? See, this is informative. Go ahead, I'm just fucking with you.
Listen, I'm not 100% sure what platform it's on.
It's on VH1, and it's about these witches.
And it's about Black witches that help celebrities become bigger than what they are.
And not just that, man, listen, she said that the person that they call for the most to get the most spells set on them is NBA Youngboy. Mm-hmm. So it's this group of witches who are high-paid, high-powered witches in the Atlanta, Georgia area who have a reality show that's coming out. And they're saying, yeah, witchcraft and voodoos and spells plays a huge role in everything that these fuckers are doing.
NBA quarterback.
Who's the quarterback?
Did you hear about the Patriots quarterback?
His
what?
Yeah.
I was talking about
That's what I heard.
what's his name? What is his name? Tom Brady.
Yes. That's what I heard.
You see, ever since he got that divorce from that lady, he ain't been champ Tom Brady. That right? That for that lady, he ain't been champ Tom Brady. So Tom Brady, his ex-wife practiced this shit, right? And she used to set up these altars in front of his dressing room or his locker or whatever. She would set up these fucking altars. And shit, you see this fucking record, you see his Super Bowl shit, like she would do these little rituals and these spells for him, and that shit would work. And shit, I said that motherfucker threw a chair at the team and shit when she left him. You seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, said the motherfucker threw a chair at the team, said his life was falling apart. because you done left the witch.
So you know who Azalea Banks is, right?
Yeah.
You know, she claimed that she practices for 3 years. And you know, she's about as I don't know about Azalea. She's
Man, listen. I don't know why any of these people would be making a wild ass claim like that if it wasn't accurate. Hey, you know I worship the devil for 16 months now, right? Like, who would even want that shit to come out their mouth if it wasn't true?
Azalea Banks is just not your average female. I don't care what color she is. She's just not your average female.
I know this. I know that most of the females, damn near all of these females, and the niggas too. The niggas have to be with the man. Listen, the niggas have to do some weird shit. So do the females, right? If you listen to 3-6 Crunchy Black from 3-6 Mafia, he tells you about these different parties that they had to go to and that they went to in LA to where, oh, you know, whatever floor you on is whatever floor of success you on. You know, one floor would be for the regular people. You know, the next floor would be for those who got a little bit more money, and the next floor is for the motherfuckers who got it. And shit, they say the motherfuckers walking around there like boyfriend. You know what I mean? No shirts on, rubbing booties, doing all kinds of bullshit. And that's just part of their get down. But all of that shit, it goes to the inversion of the whole Luciferian belief system. Everything is inverted. You know what I mean? So, like, that's why you have a lot of these men, like Michelle Obama. She's alleged to be a man. You know what I mean? There's a lot more of them who are probably men, especially in the royal families. And the royal families, Bill Gates is supposed to not even be a man.
I heard that too.
Yeah, Bill Gates. And I just listened to a podcast where the guy went so, I forgot his name, but it was Randy's Ranch or some shit. He went so deep into Bill Gates' fucking bloodline, both sides, because they was like, he calls himself Trey the third. So they went through his bloodline, and they was like, well, he couldn't be the third because this guy right here was born first, and they named him this. So he could never be a third. And he was like, well, wait a minute. Well, do you know why they wouldn't do that in this particular case? If it's not a man, if it's a woman. It couldn't be a first, a second, or a third. And, you know, there's pictures of this guy who popped up who he's clearly dressed like a little girl with balloons and shit.
Yeah, he was a girl.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is a girl.
That's what they say. But
that's like who was that you showed me that picture of, and you were like, they never see him and this person in the same place at the same time.
Mitch McConnell and the fucking head of the military, the tranny guy. You never see these motherfuckers in the same room because it's the same fucking person. Man,
I believe
listen,
that because after seeing that picture, I'm like,
you can't listen.
There's no way.
This ain't me speculating this shit.
A wig on that.
listen. This is not me making a wild speculation about anything. This are from inside whistleblowers. I could never make this shit up. My imagination ain't this fucking good. Shit, listen. If I'm telling it to you, it's because I heard it from one of these whistleblowers we talking about. I don't watch compelling, convincing evidence and seen. Wait a fucking minute, because ain't no way in the world you can tell me Michelle Obama ain't a man.
It swings. It just swings.
Me and Ebony had this debate all the time.
Yes. I don't know, man. I really believe she had a brother. And I do believe she's a woman.
What the fuck do that got to do with her weenie swinging when she go on the
I really believe that is photoshopped.
Every single case?
Yeah.
Every single case, somebody has in their best interest to Photoshop that motherfucker weenie. Hey, man.
Speaking of the royal family,
you have to show me she don't have an ovary for me to believe that. And I don't want you to think I'm saying this because I'm a huge Michelle Obama fan, because I'm not.
What about the kids?
But
what about
I tell you what, for a black woman, she's gorgeous.
No, she's not. She looks like a fucking lineman.
You ever see her hand?
Man, what we was
I'm looking at her face. She is a
dude. She looks like a fucking boy.
Let me speak. She is a beautiful black woman, and she promotes a lot of things for black women.
Like what?
And
like
to
what?
See that she's
like what?
Not a man, I wouldn't be mad.
Whoa, slow down. You made it.
No. Let me say what I have to say. I wouldn't.
What does she promote for black women?
I wouldn't be mad if she wasn't a black woman. I would not be mad about that.
I want to know what she promote for black women.
But at the same time, you have to prove to me that she's not.
You have to prove to me what she does for black. What she says for black women.
Now, when it comes to Miss Harris, that's a whole totally.
Hold on, stuff. Don't try to jump there. We're talking about Michelle Obama right now. You made a statement that she does so much for black women.
She does. What? She makes us look good.
How?
As black women.
How?
What do you mean how?
How?
You can't see all the things she do?
Obviously, you can if you can't name them, because last time I checked, majority of their efforts went into the LGBTQ community. That's what the whole fucking forefront of this shit came in from her nasty ass husband. Barack Obama's the one who ushered that shit in. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Barack Obama's a piece of shit. The worst president we ever
doesn't have
dude,
ovaries.
You still made an invalid statement and you don't have nothing to back up what you talking.
And a uterus. So that'll be the day that I believe that she's not a woman.
Yada yada yada.
I even told you I'm not mad for what you say.
But when you made an empty ass statement that made no sense. She does so much for black women.
You have
how though? But she
prove to me that she is not a man.
I'll prove to you that their agendas. I'll prove to you that their agendas are LGBTQ backed. I'll
spread her legs, cut her open, show me she don't have ovaries.
Okay, well, whatever. What about the kids' parents? Nobody want to address that?
What kids?
Melania and Melania, because that's not their kids.
I don't see why not.
Because they show you who their fucking parents are every time. Dude, their best friends who happen to look just like them, that's their fucking kids.
Yeah, that's their kids.
If you don't know that, I don't know who you must not listen to nothing like, because the lady, what is the lady?
I don't listen. You have to.
What is the lady? A lawyer. She's like a lawyer. They're like the fucking Huxtables.
Yeah.
Right. And they're their best friends. This motherfucker's a striking resemblance to Barack Obama. But both of them fucking kids, identical fucking. I'm talking about photocopy. How me and my kids look alike. The same shit. You think they look like Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, and they do. Until you see the fucking real parents standing next to them.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. Right. It's still all in their beliefs, and it's all in this Luciferian shit, and it's all in this whole satanic, because Barack Obama has a lot of that shit. He's not who he portrayed himself to be to the public. He's not what he portrayed himself to be to the public, not even a little bit.
Wasn't him and George Clooney on the little boat with that
little Chinese girl?
Yeah.
And people thought that was Photoshop until you started seeing her in other pictures with these motherfuckers at other places.
Exactly.
Other pictures with these motherfuckers at other places. Barack Obama is very much involved in that shit. And in fact, he did his shit so blatantly, he came out on an awards show with the whole fucking Baphomet headdress on in complete silver with all this fucking Saturn shit on. Mm-hmm. He's so dope with it, he's don't give a fuck no more. He said, you know what? If we cause enough misinformation, if we make enough human feces run through the streets, if we do just the right amount of lying, he said this shit. He said that people will never know who to trust.
And that's true. That is true.
And that's what the fuck they've been getting away with this whole time. I'm glad that a lot of this stuff is coming out in the open. I'm glad that a lot of whistleblowers are coming forward. I'm glad that people are feeling more comfortable. And whoever this guy is who has Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg petrified to death, the fucking shadow, the Irish guy.
Yeah.
Have you heard the phone conversation between Zuckerberg called Elon Musk and left him a voice message? Petrified.
Really?
On the Joe Rogan show, they played it, right?
See, I didn't get to watch.
Talking about the Irish shadow was after him. He said that he knows that he's in their whole database, that he knows everything, and he said he's gonna bring the whole shit down. He said, I need help. He said, we need digital diplomacy or some other shit. And this guy sounds like he's a fucking afraid for his life.
Probably is.
I would be too, because whoever this fucking guy is. So Joe Rogan immediately apologized. So did Elon Musk. Right?
Wow.
So
I wish somebody would go after Ellen like that.
Yeah.
They go and interesting fact, California, pray for my state, please. Ellen DeGeneres' fucking property has a 9-foot fucking river flowing through it now. How about it?
Yeah.
They got them kids from them tunnels. Yeah, that's a true story. Yeah, the whole shit, man, it's a plethora of shit that you could focus a whole podcast career on this shit damn near, and you still be barely touching the tip of the iceberg. It's like go to Vegas. You can't see everything in Vegas in 2 days.
No.
Can't see everything in Vegas in a week. You can't cover everything these 6 individuals do in one, because this is the second installment of this. We did an hour on it the last time I was on the air, and this is a second, and we'll probably end up doing about 4 of these because there's more pictures I want to show. There's more videos. I want to put some videos on this, and I definitely have just so much more information than what I could fit into a 2-hour frame, because we still haven't talked about Planned Parenthood and how sacrifices are still done right in your face. Because I think 2 things. I think that war and I think that abortion are just massive sacrifices. You know what I mean? Done from a higher up, from the highest up, to where they know that these particular deaths are for a particular entity or deity or whoever the fuck these freaks might follow, Moloch or whatever, whoever it might be. I feel like all of these kids and you think if you see the players who are pushing this agenda, just like the Republicans got up there and passed that if the child survives an abortion, the doctor's got to provide coverage and kind of like take care of the kid or whatever. And you had these Democrats going crazy about it because they're like, and I believe every woman should have her own choice what to do with her body to a certain extent. I think that if you just out there free fucking and you having 6, 7, 8, 9 abortions, you're a child killer. You know what I mean? You're killing kids. And I feel like since Project Veritas, shout out to them again, did a fantastic job with the people from Planned Parenthood who actually admitted that they were selling aborted fetuses and aborted fetal cells, a lot of the shit that we drink and that we eat contain aborted, bless you,
thank you,
contain aborted fetuses in it. There's some lists out there. If you do the Google search, there's some lists, and it'll tell you Pepsi has aborted fetus tissues in it. Damn near every if it's not a natural flavor, like alternative flavor or artificial flavored, damn near 90% of that is fucking somebody's dead kid. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, you got the ladies getting busted red-handed, saying how they take these fucking aborted fetuses and they sell them to these particular people for this, how they sell them to these particular scientists for this, how they sell them to these particular food administration people for this, right? And, that's a whole nother monster to try to fucking let out the closet when you start dealing with the cannibal aspect of it, because that's kind of agenda that these people have to where they want to make it a thing to where we're used to consuming our cannibalism. You know what I mean? So why do you think that you starting to see them slide this shit in now? Oh, well, human meat, they passing these laws to where they're willing to be eaten and they can do
McDonald's.
it. Yeah, McDonald's. The FDA allows on an average, they allow 30% of human meat to slide through the FDA fucking protocols every hour or every few hours, right? But what it equals up to is to like 50,000 pounds of human meat every 3 hours can legally go into McDonald's or other food processing meat before it's a problem. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. And now you can look into guys like Rabbi Finkelstein, who tells you that when they kidnap the kids and they drain the blood, not out of my mouth, Rabbi Finkelstein, look into him. Yeah. How they take the kids, they kidnap them, the enemies, right? They drain the blood, they use the blood for their match footballs for Passover, and then they send the kids to the meat packing facilities that they own, and they go into your hamburgers, into your sausages, into your Big Macs, into your breakfast sandwiches. And I think it's fucking funny. And I didn't make this shit up. The motherfuckers is talking about it. If you ain't know about it, you will know about it when we do part 3 or 4 of this, but it won't be next week, because next week we'll have my man Justin George and my man Carl, Conspiracy Carl. I don't know which one is which, because I don't barely know my own kid's name. We gonna have the bunker. Fuck yeah. Anyway, man, thanks for coming and joining us, man. We'll see you niggas next Friday. Peace.
Through the grapevine.